Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing if I could only keep 10 palettes. It was hard because I have such a large, very large makeup eyeshadow palettes collection. So for me it was a hard choice. If I could pick more, I would, and I probably would do another if I could keep 10 palettes part 2. I would totally, and I might just do that. But for now, I picked 10 palettes if I can only keep 10 palettes. It was freaking hard last night. I was like, what would I pick if, I could rush to get palettes before my house burned down? It was extremely difficult because I love basically all my palettes. I keep thinking, like, should I declutter some? Do I keep them? So I have that mindset of palettes right now, if I should do like another declutter or something, but I should actually use what I have and get to know my palettes a little bit more. Because some of these palettes I've used like twice or so in my collection, but these palettes I won more than twice. More like 3 on up. That's how I've done these. And I really like what I picked. But if I could pick more, I'd probably pick a little bit more. But these are the ones I had picked. And I think I'd be pretty happy if I could hurry up and pick 10 before my house burned down. Anyways, let's get to this. We're already 2 minutes in. The first one would be the Ice Cream Glam Light palette. It's super cute. I love it. I love ice cream. I basically, when I buy a box of ice cream, like, my favorite is ice cream sandwiches or the cookies, like the M&M ice cream cookie one. Those are my favorites. So I love ice cream. I could eat ice cream like every single day and be so satisfied. Because sometimes I do that. This is the color story. I really, really do enjoy it. It has so many colors you can choose from. That's why. And it goes to pastel to like really deep and bold. This reminds me like fall, and this reminds me of summer. It just has like everything that you could ever want, and the shimmers are just so gorgeous. So the mattes are beautiful. You know, it packs a punch when you use the mattes. I really do enjoy Glam Light's formula, so I picked ice cream for number 1 because you just got like a very good variety of shadows and color selections. And number 2 would be the Micaela palette. Super cute. I do love these. It's mainly a food theme collections, but very little like the paint palettes, the Micaela palette. I think when they do collaborations, you know, this is super cute. I would love someday to collab with Glam Light. Since they don't have BH no more, it'd have to be Glam Light. This has, again, a very beautiful color story. You got the neutrals, and then you got colors. I'm glad there's only 2 like rows of neutrals, and then the rest are colorful, because it makes me gravitate. And I love these like orangey shades. They're so beautiful. So yeah, I highly recommend the Micaela palette as well. Even though, it might look similar with the ice cream. Because people are like, you really don't need both of them. But in my eyes, you do. I think you need both of them. They're very beautiful. I just love them both. The quality are amazing. So, yes. Okay, next on my list is BH. You know, I love my BH. And, of course, I do love my first edition 120. It has so much variety. Like, I would definitely pick this one. I love the second one as well. I wore that one like not too long ago. But this one, I swatched it last night and I was like, yes. So here is the first part of it. Definitely a must and a keep, because you really don't need like to buy any more palettes, because all of my colors are in here and it's so beautiful, so pigmented. Like, these are like almost like a baked, but so soft that it's like a regular shadow, but it's so unique, the formula is, and I wish BH kept this formula in most of their palettes, because then they were switching up the formulas in each collection they were doing. So I was like, if they would have kept this formula, it would have been great. So this is 3. Number 4 is BH Avocado Toast. Now, these are like really hyped up 16 pans, the food, the vacation ones. And I do agree, because I'm wearing the Mimosa one again with the Sailor Moon Color Pop palette, and it's just, I love it. So these are really good. If BH would have kept these formulas, they would have been perfect all the way around. I love the color story. I had to get a green palette because I do love my greens. It's super beautiful. And it's not like green all the way. It has some pinks, some of this like brick color. And then, you know, you got your browns, you got a black, you got a yellow. So it's not like really a monochromatic. You got some other colors, which I think is really good to have. So these I highly recommend. So if I had to pick all of these, I think I would. But I picked the green one because I mostly used this palette in my collection. Next was ColourPop. So I picked the Villains Misunderstood because I just love this. All last year, like most of last year, I had to use this. This was in my project pan, and I would say this palette, it was just phenomenal. This color story, this formula, ColourPop does really good on their collaborations, their everything. They do a great job. So when I was like first getting into ColourPop, this was like the first to the second of my ColourPop collection. When this came out to Ulta, I called, well, my brother called for me, because I don't do good on talking on the phone or talking in general. So he called in to save this palette. So forever keep in my collection. So yeah. Tinkerbell. I grew up on loving Tinkerbell, and this collection just stole my heart completely. And this, they picked the cutest picture to have this on the collection. I just thought it was super cute. And I do watch Peter Pan, and I have all of the Tinkerbell movies, so this was definitely, I had to get this. And the color story was like so straight on of what I love. I love pinks, I love greens, so of course they did perfect. The formula is amazing. I love the pan sizes. They are bigger. There is a 9-pan palette. Everything just like, I kind of wish it was like a 12 to 15 pan palette, but this is just perfect. Everything about this one, I love that deep green. I love that grungy. You could do so much with this little 9-pan palette because you have like this gold shade, the greens, like just everything. It's so beautiful. So it's like this collection was super up my alley. I love the back. So yeah, I had to get it. So now to number 7, ABH. So this formula is different from the 14-pan palettes. This one I think is so good. Like the formula is so different, but so good. Like I don't know why people don't gravitate or don't like this one as much. I love the this is the volume 3, and this is really good. This is so beautiful. The color story, and I have all 3 of the first ones now. Glad I waited because then I get to see the swatches more and everything, and these are very pigmented. Now, they don't fall out as much as the 14-pan palettes, but they do pack a punch of color. I do really enjoy this one. So pretty. Like, every time I look at this, I'm like, I don't want to touch it. That's why I have so many palettes. It's like, I don't want to touch it, but I want to have you. But I get scared when it goes bad or if it's no good. So it's like a situation that I have in my head. But I really do enjoy. I have allergies if I sound like nasally. It's the allergies. This week has been horrible for my allergies, my sinuses, everything. Next, number 8, we have the Norns palette. Oh my gosh, I was so excited to get an Odins Eye palette because it's so beautiful. It's textured, so beautiful. I love the colors. Now it's just missing like a green. But this color story is so out of this world. I love it. I love looking at palettes and seeing how unique a palette is, and this is so unique. Now, I love it. I've worn this like 3 times now, and with every look I created, I actually really liked. Now, this looks like the shimmers were just on the top, but I think it's still in the pan, like the center of it. No? I guess it's just like the top, they like spray with the shimmers, and then when you just touch the middle, the center of it, it doesn't have the shimmers. Like I thought it did at first, but when I swatched it just now, it just has the center. It don't have shimmers on it, so I guess they sprayed the top with the shimmers. So kind of bummed about it because ColourPop, it's all inside the shimmers, but not sprayed. So that's kind of a bum, but I do love this. I do love this palette. I love the green right here. It's so pretty. I love these shades. Just how unique the palette is. I really like it. The formula is really good. So I can't wait for my second Odins Eye, even though it was kind of pricey for an only 9-pan. It was almost $40. So they can get a little pricey. Their new palette just came out for $32, like the same price that I just bought a 9-pan palette. So if you're looking for a new palette to try out, Odins Eye is really good. And number 9 is PlayDoh Flower Punk palette. Super cute. I love the packaging. and the back. It's super cute. And the color story, the top comes off and it's a mirror. And I just love it. Just adore this color story. When this first came out, I think it was last year or the year before that, I looked at this and I was like, so up my alley. So I finally got it. I'm like, this year I want to try new brands, and this definitely works. I just love it so much. So highly recommend this. The formulas on these are really good. I just have to like play with it more because I need to play with all my palettes. I need to stop buying palettes, but it's hard. Now, number 10. I really do like it. I always think about this palette and I'm like, what do I pick for number 10? And I was thinking, I'm like, could I live without this palette? Probably not. It's Fade into Hue. You know, I have to have my rainbows. Fade into Hue, Color Pop. This always runs in my head. I need to play with this more. I just don't. I don't know why. I'm like, I need to play with like the rose of it. I need to play with my yellows, my oranges. Just everything about this palette I need to play. This has some really, like I swatched this one before and it was so gorgeous. So the colors are like beyond beautiful. So I highly recommend this one. I think like you get pressed glitters, which is so beautiful. It's like chunkier, so it has like chunky flecks in the yellow, the blue, and then the orange and pink has like very little of it. So pretty. So it's like very little flecks, and then the yellow and blue had like the bigger flecks of shimmer. My camera went dim, but again, do not swatch the shimmers. They will not come off, but it's just so beautiful. But yeah, very pigmented, blends very well. I really highly recommend this palette if you're looking for like one of these big palettes and you want color. Highly recommend. Pressed glitters I do not wear as often anymore, but they are gorgeous. So highly recommend all of these palettes. The formulas in all of these are amazing. They're really good. So yeah, that is if I could only keep 10. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment to my channel. Bye for now.